Yo, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to the 12th episode. I remember this time. The 12th episode of Wrestling with the Bros. Acknowledge us. Yo, what up, what up? Welcome to another edition of Wrestling with the Bros. Alongside James, our executive producer, Smitty. I am Chris. Fair's not here with us tonight. He is out. He's not feeling well. He's doctor said he needs a bacchiotomy. Yeah, he's been out for about a week back. But nevertheless, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you guys are having a great week. Make sure you follow us on X, Twitter, whatever you call it, at WWTB 2024. Also, hit that like and subscribe button on our YouTube channel, Wrestling with the Bros. Hit that ding button so when we go live, like we are now, you will be notified. James, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, man. Through another week of wrestling, another week of Crown Jewel, another week of WWE. What a week. What a Monday. 8 a.m. If you didn't watch, I know a lot of people at work. If you work the late shift like me, you got a nice little surprise for you. A nice little shakeup on the creative. Triple H finally looks like he's finally can't talk today. Finally producing his creative changes. Even Friday, too. If you caught up on Friday, you saw some things happen. That was also really interesting. This creative change is going to cause a lot of different things for this company. I'm looking forward to it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think at some, and you know what? I'll say this: every head of creative for every wrestling promotion goes through a period where they're not hitting on their stories. It just happens. You just hope that they come out of it at some point. You hope it doesn't take a very long time for them to come out of their slump. You
Mm-hmm.
hope at the most maybe a month. I think if you go 2 or 3 months, I think, man, you start to worry a little bit what's really going on here. So, yeah, I hope that hope maybe Triple H is starting to come out of his slump a little bit, and we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, Crown Jewel, man, came on at 8 o'clock, 7 in the morning, depending on where you at. Heck, if you were on the West Coast, it was 5 in the morning. So. Unless you decided to say I'll just wait until I get up and get my day going to watch it. Crown Jewel was on yeah, it was on Saturday morning, very bright and early, live from Perth, Australia. For some reason I thought they were going to be at that big stadium. But I didn't realize they were going to be inside the regular stadium. I thought they were going to be at that one stadium they were at for Elimination Chamber a year or so ago. I don't know why. I thought they were, but
You would have figured with John Cena's last match in the
yeah,
show, they would have pulled all the straps, but I guess not.
I thought so too. But before we get to that, James, you were at New York Comic Con. How was tell the people how that was? Because I know that was amazing, man. I know it was.
It was overwhelming. Lots of people, lots and lots of people. There's so much stuff to do in there that it's actually incredible that people go for multiple days. Like just walking around, you just see everything. You're like, wow, this is actually really nice. They had the if you're an anime fan, they had the Crunchyroll section with the manga, and they had the Mappa, which is a anime production company. They had storyboards for Attack on Titan and Jujutsu Kaisen. I went towards that way because obviously those are some of my favorite shows, um, and stuff like that. So I saw that for a little bit. They had a big Marvel thing, big huge Marvel thing. They had the entire cast of X-Men '97 there. I was fortunate enough to meet Ray Chase, who is the voice actor of Cyclops, along with other characters in anime that I watch. So it was a cool meeting him. I met Cal Dodd, who is the voice of Wolverine. Incredible, iconic character. If you're an X-Men fan, he's probably the most recognizable one out of all of them, besides Magneto. So it was really cool to see everybody be there and stuff like that. I did get an autograph with Cal Dodd and an autograph with Ray Chase. I don't have the Funkos with me right now, unfortunately. They're somewhere scattered in my house, and I don't feel like going to get them. But it was really cool to see everything, being around all the people and just people having a good time, and New York is usually not the most polite city in the world. Uh, we tend to be very type A kind of people. Get out of the way or keep it moving or let's go. Let's pick up the pace. New York minute. Um, Everybody was nice. Everybody kind of respected each other's space, and it was a nice, like welcoming, like a nice welcome to the events. I guess the best way to put it. It's my first time ever going, so I was really like surprised what everything was, and I really enjoyed it. I think if it ever goes to any major city, if anybody ever does listen to this, if it goes to any major city like Chicago, LA, obviously do one in San Diego, go. It's a good experience. You meet people that show up in cosplay and they really have a passion for what they love, and it's like a place of like of your favorite things all wrapped up into one. So I highly suggest you ever go. And the one thing I will say, bring your wallet because everything is expensive. If you want to have a good time and enjoy yourself, you got to bring your wallet with you. But otherwise than that, it was a good
I
time.
can believe that. You know what? I think Chicago has what is C2E2 or something like that.
Something like
I,
that, yeah.
I'm Yeah, and I've every year I want to go. I miss it because my kids travel sports. They always have something that happens that same weekend, so I can never go. But I think the two biggest Comic Cons are always San Diego and New York. So those are always the biggest Comic Cons out there. And I've always wanted to go to one because I probably wouldn't dress up as cosplay or in cosplay rather, but it's just something that I wanted to do, like just for what you just said, to see the different booths, vendors, different things like that. Now, to get into like the different halls to see like trailers for different movies or TV shows, are those tickets separate that you have to buy or
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even know because my friend gave me the ticket, so
okay.
he had the Saturday ticket. I don't know if everything's all in one. I didn't really go anywhere. I just walked around the main floor because there was so much shit to look at. I didn't really. I heard the music. I heard the X-Men trailer. I heard the Wonder Man trailer. Um, stuff like that. But I didn't really get a chance to go look at it because I was busy walking around and looking for things to do. But it was pretty cool. Um, I don't know. Maybe next time I'll try and see. I know they already announced the date though for next year. I think it's October 8th or October 11th.
Hmm.
So it's the 20th anniversary. So this is going to be a
Oh wow,
crazy event. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. I'm already looking forward to it. I already got
that's what's
$150
up.
down for it.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Hey, for those of you in the New York area, man, if you didn't go this year, make sure you get your tickets for next year. October 8th through the 11th will be New York Comic Con. Hopefully, man, I can get to. I'm gonna check and see if they have. Oh, you know what? If they have C2E2 next year in Chicago, I I wonder if they're gonna coincide that with Elimination Chamber. There's word right now that Elimination Chamber is uh is is in Chicago next year.
Oh, it's
So,
confirmed.
oh, it's confirmed. Okay, it's
Confirmed.
confirmed. So,
February 28th, 2026.
February. Oh, I gotta start saving my tickets for that.
Yes, you do.
My money rather for that. But let's go ahead and get right down to what we came to talk about. Wrestling. Crown Jewel took place this past Saturday. It was about five. It was five matches. Overall, honestly, it was a good show. You had John Cena against AJ Styles. You had the Kabuki Warriors against Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, Roman Reigns against Bronson Reed, AJ Styles. Oh, no, sorry, AJ Styles. You also had Cody Rhodes against Seth Rollins, and then you had Tiffany Stratton against Stephanie Velcro. Uh,
That
the ma-
Stephanie Velcro.
Stephanie Velcro. I think, honestly, I think the match that stood out was probably the John Cena and the AJ Styles match. James, let's go ahead and let's start with this with that match because that match seemed to take everybody's breath away. Everybody was really hyped about that match because of all the different moves that they were doing in the ring. It's almost we know John Cena, excuse me, is retiring. It's almost like AJ Styles was giving us a little bit of a glimpse of what that he might not be here much longer either. What were your thoughts about that match?
I think if you're a wrestling fan, I think that match is an ode. I think that match is a love letter to wrestling fans. Um, I'll stand on it. I think AJ Styles is the greatest wrestler, in ring performer ever. Ever.
Yeah,
That
it's
man
hard
could
to.
put on a match with a broom and it would still sell out a building. Um, I like the callback to the 2017 Royal Rumble match in which they never left the ring once. Um, I do like how the different moves and different showcases of things like the Sweet Chin Music, the Sister Abigail, which was awesome. It's a shame that Bray Wyatt is not here to be a part of this farewell tour because I think he definitely would have had a spot somewhere in this. Um, it's
Yeah.
a shame, R.I.P. Bray Wyatt. Even the RKO for Randy Orton, the Fallen Angel for Christopher Daniels, even the old throwback gear that um AJ Styles wore looked like the old TNA 2005. And even Alicia Taylor's introduction, saying I forget something with total nonstop action, and then the undisputed ace of the Bullet Club, which I was like, wow, they mentioned the Bullet Club on WWE programming. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it really is. To me, it was a love letter to wrestling fans because I think AJ is seen as best in ring performance with right. Four matches they've had, they've never missed once. I think every match has been perfect. Never had nothing ever went wrong in those to me, and it's a shame to watch those two get old. If obviously we're wrestling fans, it's a shame to watch the two get old because the significance of the both of them in this business is sorely going to be missed. And I'm glad that I'm glad that we got one last match between them both. And shout out to them. Shout out to them. Arguably the best match I've seen all year long. Right up there with Cena and Cody at SummerSlam. So yeah, I have no. I thought it was awesome, and that was it. If that's obviously the last match I'll ever get between them, it was amazing. No complaints.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you as well. If you're a wrestling fan, this match was definitely for you. All the and I don't have my paper in front of me to actually go over all of the moves that they did, but just the fact that if you go back and you watch that match and you look at all of the different moves and the different things that they did in that ring, man, that was like a tribute to at least the last 20 years of wrestling, and it's really it's becoming surreal because John Cena is getting ready to retire here in the next. He only has what three more dates left, I believe. I,
Four.
I think four more dates, left, and then he is done. He's done. And then AJ Styles may have another year or two left as far as wrestling because I think he's been hinting at possibly calling it a career too. And it's totally understandable because of the simple fact that these guys have given so much to wrestling over the years that I agree with you. The fact that it's kind of sad seeing them getting old, but it's also a blessing too to see them get old and to see them, eventually they're going to venture off and do different things. But man, at the same time, I think that match right there, I thought that was the match of the night. For the simple reasons, for the reasons that we just named, it was an ode to wrestling. They've never put on a bad match between each other. They both understand how to work the ring. They know how to tell a story in the ring through their matches. No, they're two legendary performers. That was an outstanding match. I enjoyed it. Actually, I had to go back and rewatch it. but it was definitely one of the best matches of the year. Don't would you put that as a match of the year candidate?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I
So
would.
so so I think we both can agree on that as well. Yeah, it was just a fun match. Just a fun match to watch and be a part of. And a matter of fact, I think AJ Styles gear was a throwback to his TNA days, if I'm thinking right.
Yes, yeah, it was. It was. I noticed it right away. He had the like the kind of the biker shorts on, but it was like two colored, like the blue and the white. It's like an old. It's like the 2005 AJ.
Yeah, no gloves,
Oh,
no and everything. Yeah.
and some other moves I forgot to mention: Samoa Joe's coquina clutch,
Yep.
the
Okay, yep.
tombstone, stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, you know what it is. And I forgot to say this. It was WWE's because TNA I think took the like the rise to prominence in like 2005, right? That was when like it started really getting some traction, right? So to me, it was like TNA's greatest soldier against WWE's greatest soldier of the 2000s, right?
Mm,
So
mm,
like I kind of feel as if when they do this, it's like, oh yeah, this is how it's supposed to be. Because I remember as a kid, so it was like, what if AJ Styles went to WWE, or what if John Cena went to TNA to fight AJ Styles, and
mm.
now 20 years later we see it, and it's like, wow, this is actually really awesome.
It was definitely awesome to see, man. And you know what? I'm glad that AJ Styles and John Cena was able to put on a show for the fans one last time, between each other. Just a great performance from both of them. I think we kind of knew that Stephanie Vacura was going to win against Tiffany Stratton. The way they put the rocket on her this within the last, I guess within the last year.
7 months.
Um, 7 months. Yeah, there you go.
Mm.
7 months. And then Roman Reigns losing to Bron Breaker. I picked Roman Reigns to win. That was a shocker because I honestly thought that Roman was going to carry. I think Fair picked Braun. I think Fair picked Braun to win. But it wasn't so much the fact of Braun beating Roman Reigns. It was what Roman Reigns did after that match. Uh, and to me, that's one of the great things about Roman and his character and his tribal chief character is the fact, or the OTC character now, is the fact that he always is. It's like he's always talking to himself. Well, but in this case, he was talking to Jay and Jimmy Uso, and pretty much letting them know. He told them that he didn't want to see them until Christmas, and the memes and the jokes have been flying ever since. James, looking at what looking at what happened at the end of that match, what do you see the bloodline going forward with this with this story? Or what do you see WWE rather going forward with the bloodline story? And I think I may have lost James there for a second. So hey Smitty, let James back up. I think he may have gotten knocked out there for a second. So we're experiencing some technical difficulties. But no, Roman Reigns, his character is one of the best characters out there. He the fact that he was literally sitting there talking to Jimmy and Jay Uso like they were little kids, like he was even though they're cousins, it's almost like they were like the little brothers. He was a big brother, just talking down to him or what have you. Uh, James, are you back? Not Jay, he's not back yet. But no, Roman telling them that I don't want to see you till Christmas because he really thought that he was going to win this match or whatever, and we all saw what happened. Um, yeah, I think this adds another layer to the bloodline story as far as it just shows you like the depths and the levels that they have to um to this story. And I actually, like I said, I picked Roman to win, but actually this might be a good thing for him because now maybe I don't know. This is only speculation. This is only a thought. This is only a thought. But maybe we get that Jay Uso heel turn. Maybe we get that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe
Oh,
we get that.
do
But
you hear me?
yeah, I hear you, James. I
My
hear you.
my bad. My phone fucking bugged out on me. I don't know what happened there.
Oh
But
man, don't feel bad. Don't feel
yeah,
bad.
no, no, my
It's a cell towers. Don't feel bad. But
no, yeah. I had a whole thing set out. My phone was like, not today, buddy. Not today.
right.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me until Christmas.
One of the things I do like with this story is like it kind of teeters a fine line, right? Because I am kind of afraid of it kind of being like the Bloodline 2.0 again, where we kind of have to sit there and it's like, oh, we've already seen this before, right? We know
Uh
this is
huh.
gonna go. Roman truly is an egomaniac, but now Jay's a little more unhinged and Jimmy's stuck in the middle. We've seen
Hmm.
this before, right? One of the things that I do like is that technically Jay did cost him the match
Hmm.
in a fit of rage against the Browns. So that's the one thing I am interested in is saying that because how is it they always helped Roman to win, right? When he was
Uh huh.
in the bloodline and stuff. Now they lost because of him technically. So now where does this go? You know, is this like oh yeah, I don't want to see you guys till Christmas. I don't want to be bothered with you. You guys got to figure this out on your own. And it's like, oh, okay. Well, now this is new. They helped they intentionally made him lose instead of helping him win. So now, where does this go from here? Right? I think that's an interesting
Hmm.
fold into this. And with the way Jay's been acting lately, you know, I think the heel turn's coming sooner than later. Only because you kind of just see it. Like he's acting by himself. You know, it's about him. You know, it's funny because that's what the song says. It's just me, Oos. But you know, now it's like, oh, okay. Now we have a problem where Jay is like, nah, I gotta do this myself. You can't trust anybody. And then Jimmy's kind of stuck in the middle, like, man, what are you guys talking about? We gotta figure this out together. We're a family, we're a team, whatever. So it's interesting to see the dynamic now. I just hope that it doesn't end up being like a Bloodline 2.0 just 5 years later, because no one's gonna forget that storyline. So that's the one thing I hope it doesn't turn into overall.
Yeah, I do hear you. It's crazy how this bloodline story could literally carry on for like what the next 10 years at least because there's so many people in the family that they can implement into the story.
Let me tell you
um
something. It'll be that story could go on for multiple decades without a single hitch, without a single hiccup, without anything. Because you got you obviously got the Usos, you got Roman, you got Solo, you got Jacob, you know,
Naomi, if you want to implement
Naomi,
her,
yeah,
Nia
Naomi,
Jax.
Nia Jax. Like you got so many people involved in this. The Rock, even though he's useless, and we don't talk about the bald fraud no more because he screwed up this entire John Cena run. But anyway, you know, and then you get like even the Tongas, like Tala Tonga, Tamatonga, Tongaloa. They're in there somewhere too, right? I think they're the Sons of Haku, I think, or
Hmm.
something. So it's like you got so many people that you could just throw in there. It's like, oh yeah, this could work. Oh yeah, this could work. Oh yeah, this could work. You know, and then you got another one that's running around in the Indies, Zilla. Zilla is obviously the Umaga's son. So you want to throw him in there eventually too. You got names and bodies you could just throw into the story at any point. Now they do run the risk of it jumping the shark at some point,
Hmm.
but it could just go on forever. And with the way they have kids, they can just have this go on for the next 37 years and no one's gonna bat an eye.
You know,
Like what?
and yeah, and it will be WWE 2K55 Bloodline Edition 7.0, whatever.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Which, by the way, right before the show started, I did buy WWE 2K25 Bloodline Edition. I know I'm late, people, but I'm a cheap person. I wait for the sales. I don't buy the games right away. And according to Smitty and even in you, James, it seemed like it was at this point it was almost like just waiting until it went on sale and get the Bloodline Edition because it it almost felt like it was like nothing. I mean,
It's a
they didn't add anything really to the Bloodline Edition for the
it's a
game, for the video game.
it's a good game. It just comes out at a bad time. Like
Yeah.
it like March is tough because if you play sports games like 2K's out, right? And baseball's around the corner. So it's
Yeah, for
like,
sure. Yeah.
when am I gonna play this? You know? So it's like for me anyway, I bought it. I have it on the system. I think I played maybe 100 hours of it. But
Uh-huh.
it's a good game. It runs well and it's very smooth and stuff like that. But I just had very little time to play it, and I wish I played it more. So
Well, I just bought it. I'll probably get into it this weekend. I probably won't be able to get into it until like Friday or something like that. So I will play it. I've been wanting to play it for a while now. So
mm,
we got it. We got it. Seth Rollins. He finally, after three previous tries, I guess the fourth time is the charm, he finally defeated Cody Rhodes. He beat him, and now he is the crown jewel of the WWE. He got that big gaudy costume ring as well as that belt. Um, I think everybody saw this coming. Nobody. It wasn't really. I wouldn't say. Yeah, it wasn't a surprise. I don't think. I think people would have been more surprised if Cody would have won again. But I thought it was a good match though. I did think it was a decent match. Cody Rhodes winning. I mean losing doesn't hurt him. It doesn't hurt him at
no,
all. But this
no.
definitely helps Seth Rollins, and it will help elevate his character because now he can go and really push the vision. Although that vision may be blinded now, and we'll talk about that in just a few moments. But give me your thoughts, James, on Seth Rollins defeating Cody Rhodes.
Very good match. I thought it played off very well. I think they have great chemistry. I think you saw it from their first match at WrestleMania 22. 22. At WrestleMania in 2022.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 38, I think it was. Um,
Yes.
yeah, WrestleMania 38. I cannot talk tonight. I apologize. Um, but it was a good match. They put on a good show. Unfortunately, I'm going to use the line of this. Seth Rollins beat Cody Rhodes, but what did it cost? Probably his shoulder. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was his collarbone or something. It might be broke.
yeah, yeah. So at this point, it's a good win for him, but unfortunately, it takes a hit for the division. Um, as we know what happened. If you saw what happened on Monday, if you watched it live, if you weren't at work, if you worked the later shifts like I do, you saw it live, and it was really, 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 really interesting. But we'll talk about that later, obviously. Um, it was a good match. It finally happened. It put Seth in that position where he finally beat him because leading up into this, you constantly heard the thing of, I have to beat him. I have to beat him. And his actions became more and more reckless throughout the coming weeks. He basically charged in the ring after Cody and got crossroaded. And it was like, oh, okay. Like, are you sure you can beat him? You haven't done it once. Can you do it this time? They kind of planted a little seed of doubt in the head of Paul Heyman and everybody else, along with Seth. And I think everything played out perfectly the way it was supposed to. You let the show end with your main heel being the crown jewel champion. Um, you let it be known that he is the guy to be the crown jewel champion now, jewel jewel champion, and it sucks because of what transpired, right? What transpired afterwards, but it was a really really good match. And unfortunately for the main event to get outshined by AJ and John Cena, I think that also kind of takes a hit as well. But very good anyway.
Yeah, yeah, that does. Because and how many times have we seen that over the course of pay-per-views where and the one that really comes to mind is Hogan and Rock at WrestleMania 18. How was so the emotion of the crowd was so taken by that match that I think the main event was the very next match right after that. Uh,
Um,
I think it was
I
the
don't
triple threat match if I'm thinking right. Was that a triple threat
know.
match?
No,
Was it Hunter against Jericho for the belt?
yeah, but I don't know if that was the main. I don't know if that was the main event or not. I think that was. I mean, I don't know if that was second to last. I feel like Scott Hall and Austin were kind of before that. I think a little later in the card. So I don't know what the co-main event was. or what the second to last match was of the night, but I don't think it was Rock and I don't think it was Rock and Hogan.
Was okay. Maybe it's not, but I do know Rock and Hogan. They really got the crowd so fired up that by the time they got to the main event, they were pretty much drained. They were out of it. I think Jericho even talks about that, how he knew the crowd was out of it as well too. But no, Crown Jewel overall. What would you give Crown Jewel like as far as a grade?
I'm gonna just copy and paste the ESPN. I think it was a B. It was definitely an upgrade over WrestlePalooza.
I agree.
Um, the match quality was a lot better, I think. Um, you know, Stephanie and Stephanie and Vaquer and Tiffany Stratton was a decent match for what it was. I think they have good in ring chemistry, to tell you the truth. The only thing is Stratton is not like a world class wrestler, right? She relies on her athleticism to kind of get her over and her moves, and sometimes I feel like it looks a little choppy, and she could use a little bit of work on that as well. And you mentioned it before too. They put the rocket on Stephanie Vaquer, and they said just go, just go with it. You know,
Yeah.
double champion in NXT, lost both belts, and then she got called to the main roster, and now she's the women's world champion. And even though the Crown Jewel Championship is kind of like just there, but it still technically counts, I guess. You know, it's like, wow, they really attached this rocket and they said just go with it, you know, and they're making the best that they can do with her. It was Stratton's first loss in 2025 as well. Um, I didn't think she would lose only because I felt like her first loss would have been for the championship, whether if it's
Hmm.
Julia or Jade, preferably Julia. But, you know, um, that
But
was
it
that was
doesn't.
just a
It,
good.
it 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 doesn't. It doesn't hurt her in a sense, though.
No, it
I
doesn't.
mean, she lost, but she's still protected because she's still the champion. So it doesn't necessarily hurt her. But I do hear what you're saying, though.
Yeah, you know, and it was like a short and simple match. It was good for both wrestlers because it was very like, okay, we did what we had to do, and that was it, right? And that's always good. Io and Rhea versus the Kabuki Warriors was decent as well. There was no way in hell that Rhea was losing in Australia, so I think that was
Exactly.
kind of a dead giveaway there. That was very good. Obviously, all four women can wrestle. Um, so very good match overall. And the other match I can't think of that I forgot to say. Did we go over all of them? Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah, that was all
Yeah,
of them. Yeah,
that
yeah.
was all of them. Yeah. So yeah, solid B, solid B. I think it improved definitely over WrestlePalooza, and I think now for our next topic that we're gonna be talking about Raw and SmackDown, you kind of see how they took it personally in a way. So I'm very excited to see what they change up.
Well, let's go ahead and let's talk about a SmackDown. Your thoughts on SmackDown?
SmackDown was good. Um, they changed a lot of creativity and creative. I'm happy that they're doing different things to at least try to shake it up a little bit. Like I think the MFT thing versus the Wyatts is the War Games match. I think so. That's gonna be fun. At least it's something different, right? Because usually the War Games match is usually um the biggest storyline in wrestling, right? Like last year was the Bloodline coming together and CM Punk with Paul Heyman and how that progressed, right? Now it looks like it's gonna be the Timu Bloodline. You know, it's Tala Tonga, Tongaloa, Tama Tonga, Solo, and Jeff Cobb against the Wyatt Six. So that looks like it's gonna be fun. I'm happy that they showed the a more serious side of that now. I feel like it'll help Solo's character kind of develop into being like that. Yeah, no, we're coming for all this now. Like I had my fun, I had my laughs, I had the he's all gas and no breaks. He had the funny jokes and gimmicks, and now it's serious. Now it's the I want everything now. I've had my fun, and now we're gonna take everything that we deserve, right? I do like how the MFC all have face paint. That's a throwback or a callback to the Guerrillas of Destiny, which was Tongaloa and Tamatonga's tag team in New Japan when they're part of Bullet Club. So that's a nice little interesting touch that they put there. And it looks like they're going to be the main focus of SmackDown for the time being, obviously besides Cody. So that's always going to be good. At least they give them like a different like opportunity to shine. Um, the Aleister Black and Zelina Vega pair up is really interesting too. I think WWE basically said
Yeah. Yeah,
WWE
I
bas-
agree.
yeah WWE basically said, you know what, we had Karrion Cross and Scarlett, but you know what, we had them at home anyway. We have Zelina Vega and Aleister Black, so we have them at home, right? So don't worry about that. Um, Aleister Black getting that push would be interesting, especially for like a mid card belt within the company because I'm a fan of his character, right? And it's a little weird and mysterious, but you could definitely pull it off with Zelina being his mouthpiece, so he doesn't really have to talk too much. Because
Hmm.
Zelina's really good. You know, her in ring work is good, obviously, and her mic skills are great as well. Excuse me. When she was with Andrade in NXT, that was when it was really, really good. You know, they and Andrade obviously is a great wrestler. We know that, and Zelina did all the talking for him, and it really paid off in the long run, right? So I'm going to be interested to see how this kind of turns out. Him beating Damian Priest is a step in the right direction for him because it makes him look more serious, and I like how they use the
Yeah, that
fireball.
yeah, that fireball. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I was doing. I caught the highlights, but I did catch that match.
Mhm.
Man, the use of because at first when it first happened live, I was like, what the hell? Wait, what did they do? And it wasn't until that I saw the replay that I realized, oh, they used a fireball.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Which is
So
something to me. This is something they should have been doing with Aleister Black for the longest. They should have been tapping it into like the more supernatural almost aspect of his character. Honestly. They should
yeah,
have been tapping in that a long time ago with stuff like that or what have you. Because that I think that was a very nice touch to that match. I thought that was a very nice touch to that match.
yeah. It definitely needed like it needed like a little bit of a creative spark, right? Because SmackDown the past couple months has been kind of borderline unwatchable. It's been very much, hey, you know what? We'll watch the highlights later on. We don't got to worry about it, right? So now, with it being this way, it's almost like, you know what? This is good. This is a change in the right direction. I'm happy that they're using other guys along the way to kind of build up the roster too, and to give it different storylines. Like now you have a reason for the Wyatt Six to be on TV other than defending the belts. Now you have the MFT back on TV now, right? You had Shinsuke Nakamura come back. He's apparently a babyface now, which is interesting. But you know what? Whatever. We let it go, right?
Yeah, that,
And then
that
you,
that yeah, that was interesting.
and then you have then you have the Aleister Black thing with Zelina Vega. Now Aleister Black probably goes up a little bit into that upper mid card range, which is great because hey, you got to push these guys somehow, right? You got to give these guys room to develop and to turn something into anything, right? You have to figure this out because you can't just keep running the same stories over and over and over again. So I was very pleased with the creative direction of it. I thought it was really impressive what they did.
Well, you know
So
what? The key is going to be not so much this. I mean, it was a good solid show, but
mm,
the key is going to be the next month. And I'm giving it a month because just from what you just said, it was a good solid show, and then next week could be complete garbage.
yes,
And then it could be right back to where we were before. So I'm gonna give it a month because it might be good next week. Okay, let's give, and then if it holds on for at least a month, then I'm like, okay, now I know they're in the right direction. Because for a while, Raw was going in that direction for a minute, where it was stale for a good while, and then they finally able to find their footing and get going. So I'm hoping SmackDown gets like that as well too. Um, but let's get to Monday Night Raw. Let's get to
Monday
Monday Night Raw.
Monday
Like,
morning.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Pause.
really. Monday morning Raw. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, yeah. See all these. I don't mind them being overseas, but man, those early morning starts really kill me. So look, now, now we know how they feel. Um,
Yes. Yeah. Right. No, it's like yeah, we've been doing this forever. How do you guys like it? We hate it.
exactly, exactly. Uh, the big story. I'm gonna let you tell it, James. The big story. Go right ahead, man.
So now the vision is blurry.
Yeah, it's blurry. It's blind. It's got a
It's
black eye.
blinded. Yeah, he is no longer the visionary. He is no longer the revolutionary. He is now the blurred visionary.
Yeah,
Um,
they're corny and scratch.
exactly, exactly. That's probably the biggest turn of the entire week, honestly. Um, I am interested to see now. Obviously, there's rumors out now at the time of recording that Rollins is either heading for shoulder surgery or a collarbone injury, rotator cuff, maybe, possibly. If that is the case, that is unfortunate because I was very interested to see how this dynamic would play out between. Obviously, we saw what happened on Saturday with him winning the Crown Jewel Championship and proving that he could be Cody Rhodes. So now that story kind of goes out the window. Um, I do think the one positive that we did gain from this storyline in the summer is that it elevated Bronson Reed and Bron
Yes.
Breaker into main event caliber wrestlers, right? And now that they have
Yes.
Paul Heyman on their side, and which was you saw that coming from a mile away. If you know Paul Heyman, you know Paul Heyman, right? You knew that was going to happen. The guy's been doing it his entire career. So I'm kind of excited to see the direction now that these guys take with Heyman, because now you don't have Rollins kind of being the ringleader in all this anymore. Now you can just have Heyman set them up to be what they can be, and I think it's a big launch pad for both. Now I don't know where this takes them. Hopefully up from this point forward, but I'm interested to see how like this builds and develops now. And obviously, I think it's clear as day that Rollins is hurt and he's going to be out a long time because obviously there's dirt sheets and everybody said that this wasn't planned until next year. So I guess because of what had happened on Saturday when he did the CTE dive from ring post to ring post and got himself hurt, um, I think now he, he just, I don't know, man. It's
You
the
know
guy
what?
that
It-
I feel like he gets hurt on a lot of these moves sometimes.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's
That's
like,
what I was getting ready to do. Yeah.
man, can you just relax? You know what I mean? Like, can you not do that, please? And I think the other thing that kind of sucks is like he just reminds me of this generation, Shawn Michaels. Whenever it's his time to carry it, he can't do it. Or there's always something that happens. He gets hurt, or there's always a bigger storyline involved, or like he's not the workhorse of the company that Roman Reigns is. And it's like, damn, man, like you're hurt again. Like we just put it
Yeah,
back on you again. Like
yeah, yeah.
fuck.
That's. You know what? It's almost like he's like the Mike Trout of wrestling
Uh no,
because because Trout is always hurt. I'm saying Trout has all the talent. I think we both agree Seth Rollins has a ton of talent. But to your point, it seems like when it's time for him to really go to that next level, he always gets hurt. And that's like the thing with Mike Trout. Mike Trout could have 500 he should have 500 home runs right now.
I think he should have 600.
Yeah, oh, yeah, 600. Yeah, yeah. Close, if not 600, darn near close to it. The problem is Mike Trout just stays hurt too damn much. That's
Yeah.
his problem. And and
Yeah.
and, and that's what I'm relating Seth Rollins to. Man, it seems like when we thought he got hurt at Saturday night's main event against LA Knight, then you found out that was somewhat of a work, even though I do think he was hurt a little bit, but they played it off like he was doing it like he wasn't really hurt. I think this is I him, man. It just seems like he gets hurt at the worst times, man.
The
At the
biggest
worst times.
and I'll be honest, here's my little crash out segment of the day, right? Um so you had him get hurt, air quotations, right? He came back to have this big ruse and he did it perfectly at at SummerSlam, right?
Yep.
And now the
Yep.
guy's actually hurt.
Yeah.
Now he's actually hurt. Like, damn. And unfortunately, we don't know what to believe because this already happened once. So
Yep.
You did the work once already. Can we get confirmation that it happened again?
Exactly. Then not only that, what does this mean for the belt? Does this mean that he has to give the belt up if he's
And
going to be
and
out
here
for an extended for a certain period of time?
and now LA Knight's win against him was all for nothing. It's at
Yeah.
that main event. It was all for nothing because he came back. He won the belt at SummerSlam, which was awesome. But it just cheapened everything because now he actually got hurt. So his title run is cut in half, and it's like, damn, you karma came around to get you this time.
Yeah, and look, I don't want to make light of injuries happening because of him being injured, because injuries do happen. Okay, I mean, but it's just unfortunate when you have a wrestler or an athlete, whatever the case may be, when they get when it seems like they're hurt all the time, it just after a while, man, you're kind of wondering like, man, what is really going on here? You know, like, are you
Yeah,
just prone to injuries? And I think that's a legitimate question. Is he prone to injuries? And looking at it, he has a track record of getting hurt a lot.
he
So
got
moving
yeah.
forward, I don't know what they're going to do because if this is excuse me, if it's his collarbone or if it's his shoulder, his rotator cuff, he's going to be out for a good minute. That belt is going to have to get relinquished. He's going to have to give that belt up. So now you're going to have a tournament per se to determine who possibly wins that belt. If not at Royal Rumble, maybe
Well,
at WrestleMania or
well, I
no Survivor Series for that matter.
well, I think what's going to happen is obviously CM Punk's no more contender, right?
Hmm.
So I think what they'll probably do is at that main event because that's when that match is going to take place. Whoever wins a series of matches on Raw for the next month, for the next 2 weeks, or whatever the case is, however far we are away from November 1st, whoever wins those matches will face CM Punk for the championship at Salt Lake City. I think it's a dead giveaway he's winning because it's a quick and easy pivot. Um, you have a plethora of guys to really kind of really like put in that opportunity. You have Jey Uso there, right? You have LA Knight there. You have Gunther there again, maybe. You have, you hell, you even have Bron Breaker if you wanted it. You have Bronson Reed if you wanted it. So you have a lot of guys that can really win it. And now you're putting yourself in this opportunity where Punk can say, I'm no more contender already. As far as I'm concerned, you guys got to fight it out to fight me. I think that's what's ended up happening for the belt. I can't see any other way that they would take. And I have a feeling what's going to happen is that Saturday night main event in Salt Lake City will determine who's the winner. I think they need to put that on that event because the Saturday night main events have been kind of lackluster, and I think this gives like a nice like um push for it. Right, it's going to be the first ever one that I think that's exclusively on Peacock, I think, or something like that.
I think
So
so.
at,
Yeah.
le- at least you have that going forward, right? And now you have to give them something that would remember it by. And CM Punk is all over the posters. CM Punk is all over the promotions for it. Like it just seems like it's going to be his night.
No, I agree. I agree. I think it is going to be his night. It's unfortunate that Seth Rollins got hurt. Like I said, I don't want to see anybody get hurt at all. But I do agree with you. I think this is going to be see. I think this is going to be CM Punk's night, and I think CM. I think CM Punk wins wins that belt, and I think CM Punk uh is going to boy is going to carry the company going forward. I think yeah, that's where we go. And you know what? We were kind of worried. We were kind of worried about where this story was going to go, and I think this story was starting to take a turn as far as the vision. As far as the vision, I think this story was starting to take a turn for the better, and then Seth Rollins' injury definitely does not help that situation at all. So I'm not sure. Like I said, best of luck to Seth Rollins, and we hope that he heals up properly. But Gonna be interesting moving forward. It's going to be interesting moving forward of what's
And
going to happen with this situation.
I obviously read on Twitter too that the plan was Seth versus Roman at WrestleMania 42. Um, so now you took that WrestleMania whiteboard that they had on Unreal, and now you have to really think about what you want to do next. I think it opens up a lot of doors, creative doors, for what they want. Maybe now what they want to do. Honestly, I can see them. This might sound crazy, but I have a feeling what's going to happening with that World Heavyweight Championship belt is that it becomes a like an experimental kind of belt, right? Like very like ruthless aggression era kind of belt, right? You know, you had Seth Rollins with it, right? And now let's put it on somebody else, right? Or let's do this for a couple months and put it on somebody else, right? Um, because to me, the ruthless aggression era was all about developing stars, right? Batista, JBL, John Cena, and
Hmm.
it gave guys an opportunity to shine. Eddie Guerrero, even though Eddie Guerrero was already established, but they gave him a championship run for a couple months, and it was really, really good, obviously. So I think this is the time where you sit there and say, you know what? Let's try to see what we can develop here, right? Maybe let's put the belt on Bron Breaker for a little bit. Maybe let's put the belt on LA Knight for a little bit. Yeah. Maybe let's put it on Bronson Reed. I don't know, right? Sometimes you just gotta throw stuff at the wall and see if it sticks. And I think overall, um, this is their time to really to kind of like experiment with it, right? Like you already have your stuff on SmackDown. Cody's gonna be champion, right? Now on Raw, you don't know what you're gonna do. You might as well throw stuff at the wall and see if it sticks. If it flops, you know what? You put the belt back on Gunther. You know what I mean? Like that's all you do, right? Because he's coming back eventually. So you just put the belt back on Gunther. Say, you know, here you go, right? That's what you do. Um, and I think that's what they're gonna. I hope that's what they do anyway. You have to develop superstars, and I think this is the perfect time to do it because there's no really main guy on Raw that's full time like Rollins was that really has like that like kind of like bad guy run with the belt, you know? So I hope that they do the right things, they pull the right triggers and see how it goes because I think it could really be effective if you book it right.
Yeah. Um, this is definitely going to be. This is definitely interesting times for WWE moving forward. It really comes down. You know what? It's interesting that when they had Seth Rollins against the whole freaking WWE roster a few months ago, if you remember, he was facing when he had a rivalry going with CM Punk, LA Knight, who else? Cody Rhodes and Uso and
Penta.
Penta and everybody. Um, I do think that was a little bit of a sneak peek of who could possibly give Seth Rollins a run for his money um, in the WWE title picture. But but now, but now moving forward, I think you do have to go back to that to that to that time to that drawing to the drawing board with those guys in mind and say, hey, these guys are going to be. You know what? Let's put these guys out there and let's see what they do, and let's see who we think could possibly be the world heavyweight champion to help carry this company moving forward. And I think the one person who could probably do that. Do you put Jay Uso back in the title match? Do you put the belt on LA Knight? Do you say, you know what?
Man, look,
Bron Breaker or Bronson Reed. I mean, you do have a lot of viable options there. You do
the
have a lot of
one
viable options.
I would love to see on a LA Knight Championship run. I would love to see it personally.
Yeah, I know.
I think that would be awesome. I don't care if it's 2 months. I don't care if it's 3 weeks. I don't care. Give it to me. I don't care. Right. Um. I think Jey Uso's championship run was fine, but it never really hit. Right. Um. So you had that. Right. You know how that's gonna go. I, I like Bron. I want to see Bronson Reed as champion only because I feel like WWE kind of lacks that like monster heel in a way that he can be. and even though he's not really like a monster in terms of height, he's very like he's like the last of like those like big bodied like bad guys they have on the roster, right? Besides
Mm-hmm.
Gunther, obviously, and Drew McIntyre, I guess you could say, but it's like see how he is with the belt. I have a feeling what's going to happen is Braun is going to win it before him, obviously, because I think Braun Breaker is going to be the next like main guy. I think that's who they want to be the main guy of the company at some point. So I'm very curious to see how that goes. Um, it's no shock that they put the belt on him. Um, at the end of Raw because that's basically the future. Basically, to me, it's going to be him at some
Mm-hmm.
point. It's a matter of if. It's a matter of when. No, what is it? It's a matter of if, not when.
Yep.
So they put the belt on him. I think it's going to be probably within by the end of the year. I think not that
On
end of this year. The end of next year. My bad. I'm sorry.
on Bronson. I mean on Bronson Reed.
Braun Breaker.
Correct. Bron Breaker. I think it's coming. I do think it's coming. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen. Uh, yeah. I don't. Yeah. I don't think they put it. I don't think they put it on him now. It's too early. But I do think that they're going to put it on him.
Well,
Um.
it might not be too. It might not be too early because as long as he has Paul Heyman on his side, he doesn't have to cut promos. And he has Bronson Reed with him as his buddy. And I don't. I guess his promo work isn't great, right? But if you have a guy like Paul Heyman on your side, like you don't really need to talk. And I think it would like kind of develop him into being like that, like the guy that they want to see. Like, all right, how does this look? How does this
Mm-hmm.
look in the future? Right? Can he be that? Can he do that? You know what I mean? And I wouldn't be surprised if they put it on him. I know I said the end of next year. I wouldn't be surprised if it's sometime sooner next year too. But I think that's the guy they want to put and establish as the next main guy.
Mm.
I'm kind of, and the other thing too with the Vision as well, it kind of ends on like a very sour kind of chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like that group never really had the chance to take off. Um, and I don't know if it was because of the booking decisions that they made creating the group originally, or if it was other things that kind of got involved along the way. And I do wonder. Obviously, Seth is hurt, so now you have to pull the trigger on it. But I wonder how much longer this would have truly lasted if it was going the way it was, because we all kind of don't really. I mean, me, you, and Fair, we never really like the Visions, like booking and direction and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
it seemed like it was very much like, okay, like whatever, this Vision, yay. I also think the order of operations in which the group came together was also kind of like a little weird as well. Like I felt like they had Braun Breaker be a part of it the night after WrestleMania when he just lost the IC championship. So there was really no kind of build into that. It was just like here's Braun Breaker for you. It's like, how did he get here? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And then there was no explanation on why he really joined, other than the fact that he's a Paul Heyman guy. And Bronson rejoining a few months later was cool as well. But I think unfortunately, he got hurt. But I do think if it was the other way around, where Bronson Reed joined first and then Braun Breaker joined up, then I think you could kind of make the story to seem a little sense. I feel like it was doomed from the start only because of the way the booking was. But it's a shame because it had its chance. It just never really took off. And I think also too it came at a time in which the wrestling lull kind of begins. It's the summertime, you know, and stuff like that. So how many eyes are really watching and paying attention to it? But I thought overall it was like a very sour ending to it for now. Hopefully, what happened was hopefully it's not a work, and hopefully it's actually like, well, not to say actual injury because that's horrible, but I mean like if he's gonna be out, then be out. You know what I mean? Like don't play the card again for the ruse because you already did it once. Don't burn it again.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
No, you're absolutely right. And you know what? This story was probably starting to take off a little, take off, and unfortunately, Seth Rollins getting hurt, man, just changed a whole lot, man.
Yeah,
So
no, it definitely did because now it scrambles. Now it makes them have to put people to the front of it. Now it makes them have to right now. There's no more autopilot. There's no more of a oh yeah, well we just have this, so we could just do what we want with it. Now it's like oh no, now we actually have to put the effort and time into creating a viable story for these people to get into. So uncomfortable, uncomfortable as it is, it probably makes better television. So I'm very happy. Well, I'm very interested to see where this goes.
yeah, I am too. Definitely am. Well, that just about covers it, man. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to Wrestling with the Bros. Fair, get better, man. Hope you feel better. Smitty, thank you so much for everything you do for us, bro. Appreciate it, man. And also, make sure you follow us on X, Twitter, whatever you have at, or it's only two names, X or Twitter, at WWTB
The Bird app.
2024.
The Bird
Yeah,
app.
the Bird app. There you go, the Bird app. Also, make sure you hit that like, subscribe button on our YouTube channel, Wrestling with the Bros. So that way, when we go live, you will be able to watch us live. For James, I'm Chris. Thank you so much for tuning in. Smitty, take us out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to the 12th episode. I remember this time. 12th episode of Wrestling with the Bros. Acknowledge us.